All right, guys. Good morning, Facebook. It's reconnecting again. Namaste. God bless. How are all of you? I'm not going to restart it. The hell with you. Facebook, connect for me, man. You guys, you notice how it's a little brighter here on the set of America's Mentor? Well, last week, I got sick of squinting. I've been squinting at my screen on my computer for like ever. I had this little bitty thing, man. I think it was like a 12-inch at one point. And I started writing in my journal, you know what? I need a new screen, man. I need something that, I want a nice big one, come up after me. And sure enough, last week, I do my normal shopping as I do in Walmart I go to Walmart. And I come across this bitch. He wrote, look at that thing, man. It's a monster. And basically it was a clearance item for like nothing. So, thoughts do become things, people. Thoughts do become things indeed. And I don't walk down that aisle. And sure enough, for some reason, I walk down the aisle and poof, there's this massive screen, man. They got it for like, 2/3 off because they only had a few left and I went and got it. But I love how the family is, my family, and how we communicate. Well, first, a shout out to my younger brother, man. He turned 50 yesterday. Russell, happy birthday, brother. I'm sorry. I did write on your wall. Happy birthday to you. He's a big 50. Younger brother 50. Well, yeah, family elders are growing up. And speaking of elders, my oldest, Victoria, wrote something yesterday, and my oldest brother replied something that was very, very, very important. And we actually did a show like that last night on American New Escape. Kurt and I finally got together after a couple-week hiatus. We got our schedule all fixed and got together. And I'll post that today. But it's funny how things kind of fall together. I love it. But my oldest posted about, and I'll read it verbatim. It said, my heart's telling me pack up and start over in another city or state. Well, what does that tell you in her verbiage right there? Frustration and feeling trapped, or just want something new in life. And we all want that. And my brother replied perfectly, and I love it. And he gave the elder's advice to a younger sibling here. He goes, wherever you go, there you are. What he was saying, and he wrote a whole sentence on a whole paragraph about what you bring to another, where you start is where you go. If you keep feeling frustrated, I'll get to my point. I had a senior moment, still kind of loopy from that event on Friday. Well, when you try to start anew, just make sure you don't bring the old to the new, because the old is going to become the new in your life. It's like looking at an apple. It looks perfect on the outside, man, but when you cut it, it's rotten in the middle. You can't bring that rotten apple to your new experience, and sadly, a lot of us do that. I've been guilty of that. We bring our old when we're trying to start anew, and wonder why we keep recreating the old, because we're not starting as a new man. And this is what helped me so much in my life. When I stopped trying to put everything perfectly in this perfect little picture and kind of let the universe evolve around me. And what evolves around you is your feelings. And I posted this in a reel yesterday. And this is what changed everything for me, was me changing how I felt about life. And my older brother, Al, spoke to Victoria about that. And he goes, you got to feel better, have a better perspective about life, kind of chip off the old noggin there. Kudos to you, big bro. But we've all been there. We've all tried to start anew, but sadly we're bringing the old into the new. Therefore, it's just going to remanifest that old life. And we wonder why things aren't happening. But in that reel, I posted, don't try to hold the vision, hold the feeling. Abraham Hicks taught me that many, many, many moons ago. When you change how you feel about life, and when you change your perspective, you change what they call the picture. And we all have these certain pictures that we want to create in life. We have a perfect scenario. When you let go of the picture, of the vision, but just become the vision and feeling, and allow life to evolve into it, that's when life is fun. That's when you stop carrying the bad apples to the new experiences. When you start feeling better about yourself, you start creating better experiences for yourself. And picture is awesome. Picture is defined, not in the quote, a description so vivid, hence a mental image. Conceive, dream, and vision are a huge part of that. It's funny because vision and picture are the same thing. It's basically the same thing. It's just vision of life is an amazing concept. That's great. You have this vision of what you want to create in life. But if you really get down to it and break it down, it really doesn't come out exactly the way you want in a lot of ways. And that's fine. But the problem is some people that can't accept that. They get disappointed like a spouse or this or that. When you start carrying the feeling of love constantly, or carrying the feeling of abundance constantly, or carrying the feeling of this is awesome time in my life and I'm going to move forward, you can only create from that. That's the point I'm trying to get at. I'm kind of slow today, guys, so forgive me. It all starts within. And the next word is limitless. And there was another quote below that before I even posted that yesterday. It said, the sky isn't the limit. The sky has no limit. We were taught that the sky, there's no limit in the sky. That sky is limitless, man. The sky isn't the limit. It's your thought about your life that's the limit. When you let go of the limits in your life, you're not going to bring a bad apple to a new situation. It's impossible, because the new you will never create the old you. It'll let it go. And this is a great way to start anew in your life. You have to understand, when you open the apple, you find out what's going on the inside of the apple. Yeah, it looks great on the outside. A lot of us look great on the outside. Me too. We all look great on the outside. But when you open that apple and you find out it's rotten to the core, it's not your fault. It's your experiences. And when you realize what's going on the inside, you realize what you're creating on the outside. And you'll stop recreating that. Therefore, you can start anew when you realize what's going on inside. And this is what people fail to recognize in their life. Limitless being or seeing to be without limits. When you realize, yeah, I'm kind of rotten on the inside from my experiences that I've carried all my life, but I can fix them. I can become a better person. It's just me understanding what's going on the inside. Because, yeah, I look good on the outside. I got this beautiful shade on the outside, but inside I realized, yeah, there's some issues going on here. That's the vision you should have, is clarity about yourself. Understanding, yes, we do indeed have faults. We do indeed have had bad experiences in our life. But realize it's all fixable. It's limitless, man. We can just keep on moving forward with the best you, hence the feeling of the best you. Understanding how blessed you are. Understanding how lucky you are. Understanding, yeah, we're up in the echelon of age, but it doesn't mean we can't change how we feel and live out the rest of our lives in a better feeling about ourselves. You know, my grandfather, I think he lived to like 94. One of the most peaceful men in the world. I modeled this guy. I used to watch him. He never said a word, man. He would, even when he ate, he just sat there. He just wanted to be at peace. And he died in peace. The best way possible. He went to sleep and that was it. I think it was 94. I forgot to ask. I got to ask my mom today when I go see her. But in all ways, he lived how he felt, in peace. Ask yourself the same question. If you live in peace, in gratitude, in abundance, and love, it's impossible not to manifest that in your life. When it's amazing how we were taught in school. You are what you eat. Bullshit. You are what you think. And when you get that through your thick noggin and you realize inside that apple, yeah, we might have a couple of black spots. They're all fixable, guys. Every single one of them is fixable. And Proverbs, they warned about it for thousands of years, man. Proverbs 4:23. I'll let you guys go. I got a lot of things to do today, guys. I got a lot of things on your schedule. Proverbs 4:23. Hear me out. Keep your heart with all vigilance. Keep your heart, because your heart knows what you want. Your heart always knows what you want. It's your mind that screws you up, man, from your experiences. You want to bring a new life, but you keep thinking of the old one. This is what they're getting at. I'll say it again. Keep your heart with all vigilance. From it flow the springs of life. Hence your energy, your creation, your being, yourself. Guys, it's really simple to understand, but hard to implement. Because inside that apple, there's a lot of rotten shit, man. I know, I've been there, and I still got some rotten shit in there that I work on every single day. I can't sit here and come on here and say, yeah, Jerry's perfect. No, we all have issues. We all have things. But the great thing is, if you live in the feeling of where you want to have, be, and do, it's impossible to not manifest that. Because we're already doing it carrying around that bad apple that we keep holding on to every single day. All of us have dealt with it. All of us have experienced it. We're not different. We're all the same. We just didn't realize at a younger age that thoughts become things. Imagine a world where if they taught us in school, you are what you think. What kind of foundation and staple that would have put on our lives become of them, that then we realize, oh, I better start understanding myself better, because then I'm going to create better. So guys, I have to go and do some stuff today. America's Mentor _radio at America's Mentor on Twitter, at America's Mentor on YouTube. Guys, thanks so much for the Jackson views. I will see you guys soon, man. Have an awesome Tuesday.